What's up, everybody? It's your favorite $100 accessories favorite nerd. Today we are looking at before and after Six Sigma, which is their take on Six Gun. I gotta be honest, I kind of like him. He is an accessory, so, you know, take that as you will. And we'll talk a little bit about that and then the final thoughts, but that was for James. I'm not going to give this a name, okay, because it's cool that they threw it in, but it's cheap. Okay, so this feels hollow, it feels cheap, it doesn't feel like a quality piece. It's an accessory, it transforms a bit, so it has a 5mm peg, and I don't think you can't really plug it in, or yes you can. Okay, so you can plug it into his arm. The ratchet, which we'll talk about in a minute, holds it at the shoulder, but the bicep swivel doesn't really, because it is a lot of just weight on it, and I don't think it will. Yeah, it'll fit on the shoulder as well if you want to go with that look, but I'm not sure why you would. So this forms a little bit of a function, flips around, this bit comes out, and then let's see if I can't use something to get this out. That flips up, and this can peg on the back of Metroplex, and it's like an antenna on the back of Metroplex. I almost think maybe that would be less kind of offensive. I don't know. But you know, it is what it is, right? I hate that line, but it's an accessory, and it's cool that they thought it through, I guess. But I don't know. It's fine. This fella, we'll talk about the figure from the top to bottom. Plastic feels pretty good. Feels like a step up above Hasbro, but it's not great. You got these cannons here, which articulate all the way down to there, and his head is on a ball joint, but because of the mold of the head and the length of the peg, there's really no down and no up. You just really get a side to side and a little bit of rotation. Range of motion there. So not much. Head has 2 apps of paint. White on the eyes, white inside the head there. It looks really plain. The torso bit is pretty plain, but it does have a lot of paint. Gray, black, and red in multiple places. And it has an ab crunch. Ratcheted ab crunch, I might add. Even though it has the paint apps, it still looks like a block of white. You know, I don't know. So shoulders are on a butterfly hinge, which is cool, get you a little bit, and then you can get some with the black bit inside. You can get up to there, and all this is ratcheted. So the white part is ratcheted, and so is the black part. Plenty of ratchets. Double jointed elbow, but still, you know, it can't get out of its own way a fair bit. And then the hand is on a swivel, or wrist rather. Same on the other side. You do have waist articulation, but you know, because of this bit, it has a, you know, you got to kind of move one. But I don't even know if you can. But you do get a little bit. I'm not sure how much more you would need. Hips are on ratcheted universals, but because of this kibble up here, you know, you only get to there, which is sucks. But they are nice ratchets. And then the knee is also ratcheted, but it only goes to there. Once again, it can't get out of its own way. And then the feet are actually great. You got a ratcheted tilt and a rocker, and you got the heel spurs that are on ratchets as well. Soft ratchets, but they're still ratcheted. This thing has ratchets everywhere. If it weren't for the actual design of the mold, he'd be a really sturdy, articulated figure. He still is, but he sacrifices some articulation for sturdiness. Okay, so yeah, plenty of paint down here. The reds, the difference in the reds kind of irritates me. It's not, you know, you don't throw out the baby with the bathwater kind of a deal, but it is slightly irritating. And then the mold design down here, I love it. It's very modern. Like, it's very, like, you know, stepped off the board of the Lost Light kind of design. And I dig that. Very Milnish. Very cool. I actually like this guy a fair amount, and I've been like posing him, playing with him upstairs, like putting him in the Captain Morgan pose and everything else. But the only part that suffers is the head, shoulders, and hips, which is a fair amount. But how often are you going to put him in a pose where you really need to split that far? The hips are the biggest, I feel like, cumbersome thing, and then the head. Shoulders you can kind of get past. There's ways around it. So I guess let's get him transformed. There's a good bit of parts forming going on. So you unplug this piece here from the back. You can just set that aside. And then you take the legs out. The legs turn into Metroplex guns. This part flips up. And then I guess you can do whatever you want with this. I think the directions have it still like this. And then that slides out. This comes down. And that slides out as well. And this comes all the way down to 90 degrees. That's it's a little chubby in here, but it's still a more interesting piece, and the blue there looks nice. And, it is pretty cool. So you can have both guns showed again. Mine, I need to tighten up these screws, it looks like a bit. Right? So pretty cool. I mean, they're beefy units. Pew, pew, pew. Alright. As far as this is, this is something. So, turn the head around, flip that up, and then these bits kind of maybe. Alright. So you got the rockets exposed. And then this opens up here. Flip that through. These hands had to be a real specific way to fit in, but they do fit. It's just a matter of getting it right. You kind of got to push this other tab in, like it's like two flaps on the same hinge, you see, so. And that was totally my fault there. Alright. Alright, once you're here, flip these up to the side. You can have them down or up, it's up to you, but this is the way it's supposed to be. And then this thing kind of goes on top here. And this is where kind of real trouble starts coming into Paradise, because it just doesn't really lock in on mine. I mean, it sits in there. It just doesn't. I mean, it's kind of goofy. I mean, it looks right. I just wish it locked in, and it really doesn't. As my buddy Greg would say, like, this is a thing. I don't know. So then that would peg into Metroplex. I have Metroplex, but he's being painted, so I don't want to give it away until he's done. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. So that's kind of what you're left with when it's all said and done. And I don't know. It's I mean, it looks the part. But it's not really effective at doing it. It does come with a sticker sheet. I'm waiting to apply mine till I get some repros, hopefully, and then I'll apply them in concert. I don't know. The guns work really well. This, like, I don't know. And I have the second edition, which is the Takara paint, which is the black forms. You can get the red forms as well. I think that's how it is. Maybe the first version of it, maybe this worked a little bit better. But it certainly doesn't really work great on mine. I don't know. I've tried it all different ways. just not really efficient or effective. So yeah. Now size comparison wise, they really went the spare no expense route. I mean, he's a big boy. There ain't no doubt about it. Final thoughts wise, he's a cool figure. You know what he is? He's a pizza. Let me try to explain it for you.
Oh, that was perfect. Thank you for cooking. I literally, I don't think I could eat one more bite. I mean, I am stuffed.
What's up, guys?
What's up, Mike?
Brought some pizza. Anybody want a slice?
Yeah, I'll have one.
So what I'm saying is, even if you don't need him, he's still going to kind of hit the spot. But if you don't need him, and money's tight, or anything like that, you can skip on this guy. There's nothing really special to report here, but he is a pretty cool figure. How bad is the worst slice of pizza you ever had? Probably still good enough to eat. There's some really cool things with him. I love the feet. I love like a lot of the mold design. But the truth is he could use more paint. Transformation could be a little bit more effective and a little bit more fun. It's, you know, it's all sorts of part forming. But I mean, what are you going to do, right? He's 2 guns and the little battle station. And, you know, the stuff that I'm nitpicking about or critiquing is like kind of a necessity, you know, like an abortion. But he is cool. He is imposing. He's huge. He's fun to mess with. He's going to look great on a shelf. But he's $100. And if you aren't a big fan of the character, or like me, if you didn't have a Metroplex as a kid, you don't really have that nostalgic connection to him, you can probably pass on him and be okay. I'm happy I have him. I think he's a lot of fun, even if his transformations aren't the most efficient. I love the robot mode. I love a lot of the things they did with the attention to detail and the ratchets and the paint that they did use is really well done. There is a lot of paint. It's just it's on these big white pieces. It's kind of necessary to add more paint, and it's just, even though they added a fair amount, it's maybe not enough. Maybe they should have gone silver here also for the vents, probably. Yeah, he's cool. I'm happy I have him. I have a feeling he'll probably be clearanced at some point somewhere because, you know, who needs a Masterpiece scaled 6-gun other than me? If you got the money, he's worth it. If money's tight, you can pass on him and feel fine. He's going to look great on the shelf, but that $100 in your pocket probably looks a little better. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.